At first glance, it looks like a frost flower, but it's actually a fungus strewn like cotton candy on decomposing wood along the banks of Kingfisher Creek, typically between December and February. Andrew Nikiforuk and his dog Primrose amble the woods, once the stomping grounds of Roderick Haig Brown, renowned author and conservationist.
I guess one of the first things I did when I arrived here was to start rereading some Roderick Haig Brown. So I was reading his a collection of his essays. I think it's called Reflections and Writings.
Ideals that were useful in opening a continent are weak, childish, and unpleasant. When applied to the task of making wise and satisfactory use of a continent already opened up.
Andrew Nikiforuk, this year's writer-in-residence, writes about the oil and gas industry, government accountability, and social responsibility, and feels an affinity to the late Roderick Haig Brown.
He was an immensely talented man, and he wrote about so many more things than just fishing, although fishing was, to him, the central metaphor in life. You could explain so much about life and the quality of living and the importance of living through one's experiences with fishing. So, I mean, I feel a great deal of kinship with the man, particularly with his social criticism and with his concern about what we are doing to the wild world. I mean, I love the study. I come in here and I think Charlotte Gill told me that when the first time she came in here, she felt as though Roderick and Anne had just gone off for a walk and that they would be back in an hour's time. You get this deep sense that this was a place where a lot of thinking went on and where some pretty intense conversations went on and where, you know, thoughts were allowed to walk down different paths.
During his stay here, the writer will be pursuing personal writing projects and providing literary advice and support to emerging and established writers in the community. Although a potentially daunting experience, Andrew Nikiforuk demystifies the experience and offers some perspective.
People that have been published a lot tend to give people like myself, you know, much more credit and due than we deserve. I mean, I think of myself as a carpenter. I've been building stuff for a long time. You learn some tricks of the trade and you gain some experience. But I'm constantly also being humbled by this craft. It's something I still struggle with every day.
To find out more about consultations and upcoming speaking engagements, you can contact the museum. In Campbell River, I'm Margie Greaves.